Hey guys, it's Brie here from Breathe Fitness. So today's topic, I would like to talk to you a little bit about starting a fitness routine. I know I made a couple videos about this before, but this one is going to be a little bit more specific. What I would like you to write down and what I think is important for you to take note of. Just because there's so many times that people will jump into things. I'm guilty of this. I've done it so many times. You jump into something and then you're kind of like, oh, well, now I don't have a clear idea of where I was before. And it makes it just like kind of hard to keep track of your progress and things. So definitely I think that's important to keep track of your progress, because there probably will be some things that you try throughout the course of this journey that will work and some that won't work. That's been my experience. I think I could speak for everybody when I say that. Recently I've done a 80%, 90% vegan diet, and I did it for the past 2 weeks. And I messed up. I didn't make a food diary. I didn't keep track of the specific things I was eating and how I was feeling after, and that was a mistake. It was a huge mistake because, it's just, now to look back, everything's kind of a blur. So I just definitely encourage, whether it's starting a new diet, starting a new fitness routine, anything like that, even if it's little things, just for sure write them down and try to keep track of them as best as you can. So when it comes to working out, or I guess nutrition too, a couple of the things that I recommend doing, something I've started doing for me and my clients, I got a blank piece of white paper. I drew like a big, kind of like a big size stick figure on it. And I drew like little dashes along the body, in the middle of the arm, the top of the arm, the belly button, the hips, all of the just different things like underneath the bra line. And then go around, take a tape measure, and just date the paper first off too, because that's like really important. Sometimes I forgot to do that, and then I go back and I'm just like, well, okay, I see numbers, well, I don't know where this fits into the equation. So make sure you date it, probably the most important thing. Make little dashes, measure yourself. That's going to be important just to kind of see the progression as far as that would go. As it relates to nutrition, some things will inflame your stomach and make you feel bloated, and others won't. So you can if you keep a food diary as well as with, a stick figure paper, something like that, just to kind of jot down, you'll be able to see the correlation and hopefully find something that works for you in the end. So definitely recommend doing that. Second thing is going to be body fat. There's like calibrators that you can get. You can get it tested. The ones that send the shocks through your body aren't as accurate, I don't think. None of the plans are surefire, but you want to try to do your research and find, the best thing that you can get your hands on as far as like what would be the most accurate. Height, you want to definitely do your height, and then your weight. With all those things I just mentioned, as well as the age, you can determine your BMI, which is a very, very loose kind of gauge of where you're at. It's very, very loose. But if you're mostly fat, it's going to give you kind of an idea of where you're at as far as what's normal, what's healthy, that kind of thing. If you have a lot of muscle, then it kind of throws the chart off a little bit. I would recommend doing a mile, trying to run a mile. If you can't go a mile, run a quarter mile. Don't be intimidated by this. That's probably another thing that, I definitely want to drill into your heads. Don't be intimidated by running, pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups. Don't be intimidated by it. It's going to be your new you. It's going to be part of your life, your lifestyle. And there's always a beginning stage. I remember like when I was, before I was in the gym regularly to run, like I felt all my fat jiggle, and I'm just like I hated it. If that's like the case for you, go, early in the morning or late at night, go in the privacy of your home, or, try to be creative. Set yourself up for an environment that you will feel comfortable and do your best, and definitely just go out there and try it. Go ahead, and if you need somebody, you can get have them time you. If that makes it easier to concentrate, you can do it on your phone, your iPad, whatever you need. Even if it's kind of like a couple seconds off, just to give you a rough idea of where you're at, because that's definitely going to be something that will improve as you go throughout your fitness routine. Write down tight places in your body. So again, if you want to draw another stick figure, with your neck, have one side say like R for right and then L for left, and just feel side to side, like really feel, roll the chin forward and backwards as your side to side, because that even will make a difference, especially if a vertebrae is out or something in your back is out of alignment. You're definitely going to feel a difference, like maybe not here and here, but maybe like if you roll the head. So definitely just experiment as thoroughly as you can. Go all the way down the upper back, try stretching that. Even in your arms, your legs, try stretching every single muscle you can think of. Lunges, stretching the hip flexors out, and doing that kind of thing. Write down any specific tightnesses you feel. If you feel a direct imbalance from one side to the other side, write that down. Keep track of all of that, because that's something when you look and say, here's my starting point, you want to keep all of that stuff in mind. You don't want that to be on the back burner. You want to have it right out in front of you. Resting heart rate. I don't know if I had said that or not. Resting heart rate, you definitely want to go over that. Take a stopwatch. You can put 2 fingers right on your wrist or in your neck area. You want to count each beat for a solid minute. That right there is going to be your resting heart rate. Some people, if they're pressed for time or whatever, will do 30 seconds. Keep the time for 30 seconds and then obviously multiply it by 2. It's going to give you a little bit of a rougher estimate. If you want to do it more, you could time it, count for 5 minutes and then divide by 5. Give you a little bit more of an average there. But that's going to be really important. As you get healthier, your lungs aren't going to have to work as hard to bring the air in, or your diaphragm not going to have to work as hard to bring the air in and exhale it out. You're not going to be as thirsty for the oxygen, because by that time the blood cells in your body are going to be able to carry more oxygen, so it's going to be more efficient and you're not going to have to work as hard. Therefore, you'll see a change in the heart rate. So that's definitely something pretty important to keep track of. Even if it's like month to month to month, you take your resting heart rate just to kind of track the progress there. Write down, if you can, try to keep a diary of almost everything. Write down sleep patterns, food habits, water consumption, even day to day or week to week. Kind of average it out. It's going to help you look back and see, okay, I had a really off week this week. I wonder why it was. You could say, I'm not sleeping right. My food was nutso. I was just craving all this crazy stuff. And then, maybe you can link it back to working out or eating or stress or whatever. You can see how your body reacts under specific circumstances. When I'm at work, it's there's some days to where I do get stressed, and then it's I can feel it affecting the way that I eat, what I crave, how I sleep, that kind of thing. So if you can sense that coming, if you know ahead of time, okay, stress will make me eat like this or sleep like this, or I'll need to work extra hard to make sure I'm at the gym. You can just plan ahead of time. You're going to be a lot better off, a lot more prepared, because you're going to know, you're going to be able to foresee it before it happens, before you get caught up in this weird downward spiral. I think that's a lot of times why people don't stick with programs, is because those things in life will just hit them, throw them off the tracks, and then they won't know where to pick back up. If you're writing down things, learning yourself, you're going to know how to spot that before it even happens. Okay, so really definitely try to just write down everything that you possibly can. Some things, exercise-wise, that I would recommend doing is, like I said, running the mile, timing that, doing push-ups, seeing how many you can do in a minute, pull-ups if you can. If you can't do any, make note of that. Try to do assisted pull-ups at the gym. How that works, if you see a machine, is you want however much weight you select on the weight stack is going to be what's taken off of your body weight. So for example, if you weigh 160 pounds and you want to only lift 50, select the weight stack at 90, and then you're going to only be pulling 50 pounds. Keep track of that kind of thing and just really make sure that you're in tune to your body as far as that goes. Other things would be take your heart rate at resting, take your heart rate while you're exercising, because again, same thing, as you get healthier, your body's not going to have to work as hard. So definitely keep track of that. Some things that I do are high knees. just running in place, but bringing those knees up as high as you can, like really, really as high as you can. Look in the mirror to make sure that your knees are going to cross the hip line if you can. It's going to be a really great ab workout too, is what I found. It's insane. So, I mean, things I would stay away from in an assessment are going to be free weights. Things I would lean more towards would be body weight. So like holding planks, timing that, push-ups, sit-ups, that kind of thing, but not really like how many bicep curls can I do at this weight, or, that kind of thing. You want to, in my opinion, stay away from that, only because as you're getting to know yourself, you don't want to hurt yourself, and I think free weights are going to do a lot more damage versus a body weight would potentially. Body weight would be more like you could do more reps. Weights would be like you're straining your muscles. So that's the reason I would stay away from that, but you can do whatever you want. If you've been working out for a while and are trying to do an assessment, by all means, go for that. So I hope that helps. Just to kind of go over like the highlights: paper, stick figure, do measurements, do body fat, do height, make sure you're dating it, do the resting heart rate, and then heart rate, after 30 seconds or a minute of high knees, just so you can keep track of how the heart strength is growing and improving. And then also just something that's like up, like planks, and doing another thing then too, just a quick mention would be the stretching part. Just try to make sure that you're doing that as much as you can. I would, if you want, write it down every month. I would do it every day, every week, and then do every month. Like as you get more comfortable, it doesn't have to be as frequent. And make sure that you're really keeping track of all of the tightnesses, the imbalances, all that kind of thing, and making sure that you're finding ways to correct them. And if you need help, I would definitely recommend talking to your fitness professional as far as that would go. They can help you out a lot with that. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more information at another day. Bye.